All right, let's call the September 5th, 2019 school board meeting to order. First item up, Pledge of Allegiance, led by current board chair, Mr. Jim Estes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, will you please join me in a moment of silence? Okay, our first item up is the election of the 2019 board officers. We'll start with our chairman. Is there a motion to make a motion to nominate anyone for our 2019-20 board chair?
I'd like to nominate Jim Estes.
All right,
Second, Mr. Chairman.
we got a motion and a second. Anyone else? All right. Since there's not anyone else, all in favor of Mr. Estes being the board chairman for the 2019-20 school year, say so by signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, Mr. Chairman, take over.
Thank you, Mr. Burlock. Okay, have a motion for vice chair.
I'll make a motion, a nomination for Mr. Young again.
Okay, have a second?
I'd like to second, please.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. Anyone else? Okay, if all in favor of Mr. Young for vice chair, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, congratulations, Mr. Young.
Thank you.
Okay, number 5, approval of agenda.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Hodge. Have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Young. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, approval of consent agenda.
So moved, Chairman.
Thank you. Have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or comments on it? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Visitors. Got one visitor, Lane Coring. Okay, sorry. Come on up to the podium and state your name and address and who you're with, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Good evening. I'm Lane Cronin, 414 Spring Hill Drive, Smyrna, Tennessee. Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America is a grassroots movement of Americans fighting for public safety measures that can protect people from gun violence. I'm the Be Smart lead for Rutherford County Moms Demand Action. The Rutherford County Moms Demand Action group recognizes that we live in a gun-prevalent area, and we consider ourselves gun safety advocates. We are nonpartisan, and we are pro-Second Amendment. The Be Smart campaign, a program of Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America, was developed to reduce the deaths, injuries, and trauma that result when children gain access to unsecured firearms. The program emphasizes that responsible storage is always the adult's responsibility and encourages individuals to take 5 simple steps to keep kids and families safe. Secure guns in homes and vehicles, model responsible behavior around guns, ask about guns in other homes, recognize the role of suicide and guns in suicide, and tell your peers to be smart. Be Smart is neutral on the topic of gun ownership. It neither encourages nor discourages individuals from owning guns. It also does not advocate for changes to any gun laws. Rather, it emphasizes the power of each and every adult to take agency over the safety of children and teens. More than ever, we've seen school shootings and incidents of gun violence in schools covered in the media or experienced it in our community. We are all too familiar with educators, students, and communities grappling with the aftermath of tragic incidents. The issue of gun violence in schools has instilled fear in parents, educators, and leaders in our community, but we can take action together to keep our schools safer. One important place to start is by practicing and encouraging responsible gun storage in every home. I am here today to ask that our Be Smart campaign be considered as an additional source of gun safety information provided to all parents or guardians of students in Rutherford County. Specifically, I am asking that a link to besmartforkids.org be added to rcschools.net, and that we be allowed to distribute our Be Smart materials to any parent or guardian in Rutherford County. Our materials are currently being provided to all parents and students already in Williamson County. If we can prevent one child gun death or injury, we believe it's our responsibility to do so. As parents, educators, and leaders in our community, we are all responsible for keeping our schools safe. By committing to Be Smart, we can all take important steps toward protecting our kids, our schools, and communities from unnecessary death, trauma, and injury. And if I may, I have pamphlets and our cards that you can take with you or for more information and resources.
Okay. Thank you.
Can I bring the pamphlets up to you?
Sure. All right, next on the agenda is recognitions. Mr. Burlock.
We'd like to recognize these 14 schools and representatives here with us tonight as being 2019-20 reward school recipients. We're very excited about these 14 schools, and we appreciate all the effort on the part of the faculty, staff, and administration of these schools. Some of these is more than one, and maybe back-to-back. I'm sure a lot of these are back-to-back. I'm pretty sure there's no middle school back-to-back because 2016-17, we didn't have any testing, as I recall, so we won't have that. But we'll have some of them maybe 3 years in a row. And I think this deserves to call them up individually. I think this is a good way of showing our appreciation and recognizing all the effort that they put into to provide young people with a great education. We'll start off first with Barfield Elementary School, Principal Judy Goodwin. Is there anything you'd like to say, Ms. Goodwin? Step up there and wait a minute, that was a loaded question. You got 3 minutes.
I will say something because I'm probably the longest standing principal right now and the longest time in education. And I just want to say how proud I am of Rutherford County and the support that we've been given. And whenever we have any kind of praise, it's always the collective efforts of all of our stakeholders. And it begins here at central office and with our school board. But I especially want to recognize our parents and the stakeholders in the Barfield community who just every day, day in and day out, support. So it's a team effort. And I'm sure that other principals would also recognize we can't do it alone. We're not that good.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next is Cedar Grove Elementary School, Dr. George.
Thank you. I would like to say, just to piggyback on what Ms. Goodwin said, we are very proud at Cedar Grove of our teachers and our students and our families. It is a back-to-back reward school for us, and that means a lot to us, especially as a Title I school. I give all that back to my parents and my teachers and our students, and so we are very proud and very grateful for the support we get from our school board as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And next is Central Magnet School, Dr. Ash.
Just would like to thank our teachers. I've said many times, whether it goes good or bad, it rests on the teachers. And I think are the exceptional ones we have in Rutherford County go above and beyond each and every day. And I don't think, my children are proud graduates of the system. And I think the teachers gave them a great start in life, and I think they continue that today.
Thank you, Dr. Ash. Next, Homer Pittard Campus School, Dr. King.
I would just reiterate what they said, just the support from central office and the board, the hard work of our teachers and our students and parents all working together. We appreciate the recognition.
Thank you. Next, John Coleman Elementary School, Ms. Christy Brown.
I think it's 3 years for us.
All right.
3 years for us. I was very honored to be the principal this past year at John Coleman. I have an outstanding, not only faculty, but staff as well. And it is, just like everyone before me has said and everyone after will say, it is a collective group effort. And we couldn't do it without the support of Rutherford County, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, Kittrell School, Mrs. Avon.
We are first timers, I will say. We are and I'm very excited to say that at Kittrell we are very small, but I would like to say that we are mighty. One of the things that we always talk about, it's always good to see our students grow. And a lot of times it could take one student or one teacher that sway things either way. But we're very proud this year, and we appreciate the support that we get from everyone.
Thank you. All right, next, Laverne Middle School, Mr. Carey Holmen. Best dressed principal. No offense.
All right. That's hard to follow, Mr. Clark. But first of all, let me say I greatly appreciate being a part of such a progressive school system. I've now been in this school system for 16 years, and I have loved every minute of it. I appreciate the leadership that we have. I appreciate the support of the board and also of the central office. One thing that I greatly appreciate is individuals recognize the different needs at different schools. This is our first time, but I can guarantee you this, it will not be the last.
All right. I like his attitude. All right, next, Rock Springs Elementary School, Mr. Lewis.
Thank you. We appreciate the support of the board, and I just want to take this opportunity. As a 22-year-old school building, I want to make sure that that I acknowledge the maintenance department of Rutherford County. They are a huge asset to us. Everybody at central office does a great job, but I just feel like they're underappreciated, and appreciate the job that they do for us.
Mr. Lewis. All right, next, Rockville Middle School, Mr. Barlow.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. I will have to make one correction. This is our back-to-back middle school. But I tell people all the time, I work with some great people. And I get to stand in front of them, and that's just because, like I said, there are so many hardworking people in that building, and I get the honor standing in front of them. And like I said, our students, our kids, our community are just so supportive. So it takes all of us to do what we do, and I really appreciate you and everything you put out at Rockville Middle School. Thank you.
We'll also mention that Mr. Barlow and Mr. McCann, Mr. Barlow is our lead PLC for our principal middle school PLC team, and Mr. McCann is, we'll introduce him in a few minutes, is our elementary new lead. So we appreciate all you guys do. You're sharing the wealth. All right, next will be our Rocky Fork Middle School, Mrs. Clark.
Spurlock. It's a running joke between Dr. Sullivan and I that he did all the hard work and I get all the credit and I get the I got the reward letter as Principal Clark, and as much as I would love to take credit for it, I wasn't there, which is even better. But I will say Dr. Sullivan laid a great foundation at Rocky Fork Middle School through the school vision, through the staff, the faculty. They are all dedicated and they work very hard, and it is a blessing to be there. But obviously, I thank all of you, but the credit for this reward school definitely should go to Dr. Sullivan, but not the next one.
Thank you very much. All right, next, Stewartsboro Elementary School, Dr. Westerfield.
I too am new to my school, and so I can't take the credit for it, but I will say, having been in the classrooms for the last month and getting to know the parents and the students and the teachers, it is very obvious to me why we were a reward school last year. Incredible. It's an incredible group of people, and I'm so honored to be a part of it. I'm so honored to lead it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Stewart's Creek Elementary School, Mrs. Turner.
This is year 5 for us.
All right.
So, I am the luckiest principal in the room, in case y'all didn't know that, because I have the absolute hardest working staff and hardest working teachers that strive every day to be better than they were the day before. So I give them all the glory for it. They do the work. We have great families, we have great kids, we have a great community, and we have wonderful support from the instructional staff at central office. I would not be standing here without them. I listen to what they say, my teachers listen to what they say, and we get the job done. So thank you for your support.
Thank you. All right, next, Stewart's Creek Middle School, Dr. Murray.
Good evening. I just want to say thank you as well. This is just another example of how Stewart's Creek Middle School is empowering today's students to grasp tomorrow's opportunity. So we're fitting right along with our district and the goal and the mission that we have, but we do have a great community. Just excited. This is back-to-back for the Creek Pride, Creek Excellence. So we're just excited for what you guys are doing. And thank you all so very much, each and every one of you, for what you do for us. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you, Dr. Murray. All right, next, Thurman Francis Arts Academy, Mr. McCann.
Thank you, Mr. Spurlock and School Board. Being the last alphabetically, obviously all the words have been said, so I'm just going to echo a lot of what you've already heard. But this is a back-to-back year for us as well, and we are truly blessed by some of the most amazing kids that I have ever been around in my life. This is my 33rd year in education, and I'm constantly amazed by what our kids can do at our school. We have great families. Our staff is very hardworking. They take their jobs very seriously. But we couldn't do it all without the great support that we get from you and Mr. Spurlock and everybody here at the central office. They really do so much for us at the school level, and we're just truly grateful for that. So thank you.
Thank you. Let's give them all a hand. The board chair just reminded me to get the rest of the 30-something as reward schools too also. Is that right?
Right.
Okay, and I think it's what we're going to do. Is that right, instructional people? All right.
All right, number 8, transportation.
All right, transportation pursuant to Section 16.1 of the Rutherford County Board of Education, bus contract. The Transportation Department has received a letter dated 8/27/2019 from Casey Leonard, who's the part owner of the C&G LLC contractor of Bus 232, and they're requesting a voluntary termination of his contract with the board. He has requested that the contract be awarded to his business partner, Greg Brown, who owns the bus and is the primary driver and handles the bus-related work. The Transportation Department has 3 years of good standing with Greg Brown and is prepared to award this contract to him if approved. Motion to approve voluntary transfer of bus contract from CNG Busing, LLC, Bus 232, to Greg Brown, effective as soon as possible.
Okay, any questions? Comments? Have a motion?
Move, Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Young, second?
Second.
Mr. Jordan, thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next one.
All right, pursuant to Section 3.8 of the Rockville County Board of Education bus contract, and the Transportation Department has received a letter dated 8/19/2019 from Brenda Sanders requesting approval to replace her 25-passenger bus that has 1 wheelchair capacity with a bus that's, this bus was wrecked when a non-preventable accident, and she wants to replace it with a 31-passenger, which has 2 wheelchair capacity, special education bus. The Transportation Department supports the request because the additional wheelchair space will reduce the miles of the route caused by making additional trips. Motion to approve the 31-passenger special education bus for Brenda Sanders, effective immediately.
Comments or questions? This is at no cost to the board.
That's correct.
Okay. Have a motion? Thank you, Mr. Hodge. Second?
Second.
Ms. Johnson? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, number 9.
All right, number 9, special education agreements. This funding comes from the Jennings and Rebecca Jones grant money of $30,000. Contractual agreement with Peabody College of Education and Human Development of Vanderbilt University. The contract with Peabody College of Education and Human Development of Vanderbilt University is for training on teaching gifted learners through a variety of professional development sessions. The total cost not to exceed $26,250 during the 2019-2020 school year and will be paid from grant funds for the Gifted Education Cluster Grouping Project. Motion to approve the contractual agreement with Peabody College of Education and Human Development of Vanderbilt University not to exceed $26,250 during the 2019-2020 school year. It's paid from grant funds from the Gifted Education Cluster Grouping Project.
Comments or questions? Have a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Second? Thank you, Mr. Hodge. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, number 2.
All right, number 2, purchase of student license and training for Easy CBM, progress monitoring using IDEA discretionary supplemental funds. The following items have been budgeted for using the IDEA discretionary supplemental funds. These licenses are to be used for students with disabilities. $13,545 for student software license for progress monitoring, and $2,800 for in-service staff development to train using the progress monitoring tool. Motion to approve Easy CBM license and professional development for the use with students with disabilities not to exceed $16,345.49 and is to be paid through the IDEA discretionary supplemental funds during the 2019-2020 school year.
Questions or comments? Have a motion?
Move to approve.
Mr. Young, second. Mr. Hodge. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 10, approval of instructional software.
Yeah, the purchase of instructional testing software. The Instruction Department is requesting approval to purchase Lost Links assessment software to support our English language learners. The cost of the software is $24.75 per student. The assessment software will provide students the opportunity to participate in benchmark assessments that model the English language proficiency assessment required for all districts to serve the English language learners. This software is needed so that our teachers can best support the language acquisition needs of our EL students and respond accordingly based on the assessment data. Additionally, ELPA is a high-stakes assessment that is included as a component in the district school accountability in Tennessee. So what this does is allow us to progress monitor to see what their deficiencies are and build in our interventions so that they can pass this assessment that is part of our accountability. So motion to approve the purchase of Lost Links assessment software at a cost of $24.75 per student for use with all direct serve EL students in middle and high school in Rutherford County. The total cost of the software is estimated at $30,000. High school cost is broken down to $17,500 for 705 students, and the middle school cost is estimated at $12,500 for 505 students.
Any questions or comments on it? Have a motion?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Facilities use approved for exemption.
All right, facility use approved for exemption pursuant to Board Policy 3.206, public education, schools and institutions, post-secondary institutions, private universities and colleges and governmental entities or agencies that provide benefits to the Rutherford County school system or an in-kind relationship approved by the Director of Schools may request the Board of Education to allow an exemption from the use of facilities fee, which the board may allow or deny based on the details of the specific request. Now, on the back page, page 11 there, you have a list of those. Motion to approve the following groups requesting the fee waivers for use of facilities. Just remind you that no fee is in lieu of an in-kind contribution outlined in an MOU if passed, and it's subject to approval of policy revisions of the MOU provisions. So a fee would be assessed retroactively if it did not pass in policy.
Okay. Questions or comment on it? Have a motion?
Move to approve.
Thank you, sir. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, number 12, facilities.
All right, facilities tab 3, professional construction and design related services. In the past, engineering and construction has recommended professional service firms based on jobs or certain projects. We would like to begin a PRU's yearly bringing these firms back for more information and approval. Most of these firms have been working with RCS for many years and have always done an excellent job. However, from time to time, we need more than one firm for a particular area and would like to recommend a couple in each category as well. The following firms are recommended for approval: in the geotech, investigation and construction material and testing, you've got ECS, Southeast LLP, Collier Engineering, Goodwin Mills and Kaywood. In surveying, you have Collier Engineering, Bird Surveying and Site Engineering Consultants. In structural steel testing, we have Billy Melton. In civil design, Barge, Cawthon and Associates. In site engineering consultants. In architectural design services, Binkley Garcia Architecture and Interior Design. And OHM Advisors. MPE, we have services, we have IC Thomason and Associates and Harpeth Park Engineering LLC. And aerial drone services, Southern Skies and Drone Services. Mr. Lee, is there a possibility that we could bring forward other companies in another board meeting if that was agreeable with you?
Yes, sir. Anytime we have additional companies, we'll bring them forward.
Gotcha. Okay. Motion to approve professional service providers listed.
Okay. Comments? Questions? Have a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Second? Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. B.
All right, B, professional design services for central magnet, school HVAC upgrade. Harper Park Engineering has presented a design service proposal for mechanical, plumbing, and electrical work required to replace the HVAC system and lighting to LED. Lighting proposal is design services only, while the HVAC is design, bid, and construction oversight. Per the fee proposal dated August 8, 2019, for $85,000 for design and bid documents. Engineering and Construction recommends a not-to-exceed contract of $100,000. This price reflects a fee approximately of 2.5% of budgeted cost. Motion to approve Harper Park Engineering proposal for $100,000 for a design services for the central magnet HVAC renovation and LED lighting design.
Questions? Comments? Have a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. Second.
Second.
Mr. Young. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Rocky Fork Elementary.
Rocky Fork Elementary change order. R.G. Anderson has completed work for Rocky Fork Elementary and has submitted deductive change order number 3 in an amount of $271,933.63. This brings the final contract amount of $28,004,447.81. Engineering and Construction reviewed the final change order and recommends approval. Motion to approve change order number 3 for a credit of $271,933.63 as presented.
Questions or comment? Have a motion? Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll take some more of those, Mr. Lee. D.
All right, D, the 10 Oaks Civil Design Fees, Binkley Garcia Architecture and Interior Design has submitted a fee proposal for the civil design work for the 10 Oaks 3-school complex. This fee is $240,000 and is consistent with their present fee structure. We will be bringing the design services fee for the elementary school in the next few meetings. Engineering and Construction has reviewed the proposal and finds it acceptable. Motion to approve Binkley Garcia fee for civil design services in the amount of $240,000.
Questions or comments? Have a motion? Move to approve. Have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. E.
Well, that was the preliminary draft that you have in your package there, so you can see what the site work entails. Going to letter F, Smyrna High School fountain. Dr. Sherry Sutherland is requesting to repurpose the fountain in front of the school. The plumbing for the fountain has become problematic. The school, along with Smyrna Ready Mix, have requested to cap the water lines and turn the fountain into a flowered landscape piece. Engineering and Construction has reviewed this request and finds it acceptable. Motion to approve the request to repurpose the fountain at Smyrna High School. Now you can tell a man wrote that right there. Okay, he called it a flowered landscape piece.
Comments or questions? Have a motion? Thank you, ma'am. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. G.
Smyrna High School Turf Committee. Dr. Sherry Sutherland is requesting permission to form a committee to explore the funding options for the installation of turf football field. At this time, it's exploratory in nature only, and Smyrna High School will come back to the board prior to moving forward. Motion to approve the formation of a fundraising committee by Smyrna High School for the purpose of funding a turf football field.
Thank you, Mr. Hodge. Have a second? Thank you.
Ms. Short.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, H.
All right, H, the HVAC position reclassification personnel. The energy management position was originally set up to fund it through the grant to oversee the installation of our building automation system. The implementation of this program is coming to an end and the grant is no longer available. This position needs to be modified and repurposed to meet the needs of the HVAC department. The position has been combined with a level 6 tech position, so we're taking 2 positions, making 1, and the responsibility will be both as a lead tech position and also the building automation maintenance position. This position requires the knowledge of both positions will remain at a 6.5 level. HR has recommended that the request approval since the position change in classification. Motion to approve the position reclassification from energy manager to HVAC technician, controls technician.
Questions? I have a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you, ma'am. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Buchanan Elementary.
Yeah, Buchanan Elementary sewer. Buchanan Elementary is the only standalone sewer system in our system. This system is permitted until 2021. In order to get it, another permit, we would require a large amount of money and we would have to continue to maintain and test it. There are 2 options we can go. We can do an on-site filtration system. This would require the use of an area of the baseball field, which is now a community field, if you will. It's our first choice. And the second option is to build a pump station and pump the sewer to a manhole on the Maples project. And you can see that in your drawing within your packet. Engineering and construction would recommend this option, second option. Motion approved moving forward with design drawings to allow us to bid the project next spring and list as a building program or capital project for the 2020-2021 school year.
Questions or comments? Have a motion?
Move to approve.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. J.
All right, Eagle Scout project at Stewart's Creek. Clark Inslee, a senior student at Stewart Creek High School, is requesting to do the Eagle Scout project on the campus of Stewart's Creek. Clark is proposing to build the dugouts on the soccer field like Central Magnet. This project will be at no cost to the board and has approval of the middle and high school. Engineering and construction will coordinate the project with Clark and his parents. Motion to approve the Eagle Scout project for the dugouts at Stewart's Creek soccer field at no cost to the board and no Title IX implications.
Have a motion?
Move to approve.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. K.
All right, K was the 2020-21 preliminary capital projects list for information only. I think we discussed that tonight, and we'll be bringing forward other things as we go along.
Okay, on our policy committee recommendations, Mr. Spurlock's just going to read the policy, the number, and what it's about. I'm not going to read all the other that we read during the work session. Okay.
All right, starting with policy 1.101, the role of the Board of Education. Policy 1.406, the minutes. Policy 1.803, tobacco and vape-free schools. Policy 1.804, alcohol and drugs in the workplace. Policy 2.403, surplus property sales. Policy 2.805, purchasing. Policy 2.8051, credit cards / credit lines. Policy 3.202, emergency preparedness plan. Policy 4.602, grade point average and class rank 9 through 12. Policy 4.605, graduation requirements. Policy 4.700, testing programs. Policy 5.200, separation practices for tenured teachers. Policy 5.201, separation practices for non-tenured teachers. Policy 5.302, sick leave. Policy 5.303, personal and professional leave. Policy 6.2011, voluntary pre-K attendance. Policy 6.308, bus safety and conduct. Policy 3.218, service animals in district facilities. Policy 4.206, homebound instruction. Policy 5.308, sabbatical leave. Policy 6.506, students from military families. Motion to approve all the policies that was called out, listed, and recommended by the Policy Committee Committee on first reading.
Okay, we have a motion. Thank you. Second? Second. Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, second item.
Oh, the second item is a policy change proposal that was discussed the other night, Policy 3.206, community use of facilities. In order to ensure equal access to facilities by nonprofit organizations in the Rutherford County community, the attached amendment to Policy 3.206 is recommended to the board for adoption on first reading. This language allows the 501(c) organizations to request to pay for use of facilities through an in-kind service equal to or greater than the value of the fee that would have otherwise been imposed. The organization must obtain approval from the director of schools and enter into a written memorandum of agreement to memorialize the proposed in-kind service. Motion to approve the amendment to Policy 3.206 as recommended by the director of schools on first reading.
Questions or comment? Have a motion?
Move to approve.
Thank you. Have a second? Second? Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Wow. I used to could turn the page. All right. Anything else on insurance?
No additional items from Tuesday night's report.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Director.
Okay, we went over, I think, our date on our plan that our strategic plan we'll be working on, but also would like to bring the attention, we're currently we've been in about a year and a half now looking for land on the west end of the county. And one of the issues that we're running into is the three school campus property for a three-school campus. Mr. Lee, you might want to touch on all the things that we've run into there.
Property on the west side of Rutherford County is our we encounter more elevation. In other words, it's hillier than it is in other areas. Unfortunately for us, that means more rock, less dirt, which poses a problem trying to be able to put in there is no sewer out in the areas where we're looking. So it means we need to build a sand filtration system or our own sewer system. I guess what we're trying to get to is we would love to stay with the three-school complex because that's the way to go. We're struggling on that side of the county to do that at this time. So what we're requesting to do is, or begin to look at, is property for potential single school, and then leave the option open to put two schools together or split them all up. But we've had a number of engineering firms that do business with developers all over that have been trying to help us. CUD is sending us properties to look at. We're just struggling to find 250 or 300 acres that will actually support a three-school system with its standalone sewer system.
And one of our issues too, I've sent out our update on our enrollment numbers. You know, we're right close to, you know, might say 47,000, close to it. But over the little, I think it was 1,080. Of those 1,080, more than half of those students are middle school. We've got one middle school in here that almost had 200 students. I think you had 190, something like that. And of course, we're already at capacity at Blackman. We're hitting close to 1,600 students. I'm concerned on the western end of the area. And we've got homes coming out in the Stewart's Creek area. Are you currently about 1,000, Dr. Murray? About 9, okay. So you've been bubbled for a while. I do really have some serious concerns about who would anticipate 200 kids dropping in on you. We didn't see that coming. I think, you know, that's something we're going to need to be discussing here in the next few meetings in terms of our building program. Because we got one school, a middle school at 1,600 kids already, you know, and one almost 1,300. It's a challenge. I will say that, and I know we've Mr. Lee along with Mr. Clardy, we've been to many different sites. It's difficult. You know, some of the topography down there is not conducive to building multiple buildings, if any.
No, sir, we would spend large amounts of money on a not or less than ideal site, is the problem.
That it?
That's it.
Okay, Tennessee Legislative Network, Ms. Johnson, nothing? Okay. Mr. Hodge, Federal?
Nothing tonight, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. General discussion. Anybody got anything? Okay. I'd like to thank all the board members for their support last year. And we'll just carry right along for another year, I guess. Next board meeting is 17th, work session. All right. Nothing else. We'll be adjourned.